so lucky to have you in my life. I wish we could be together more often.
Yeah, well, I can't just like pick up and leave Schenectady and move off to Walla Walla, you know. Got a great job here, and $7.50 an hour is just too much to give up and try to start over again somewhere else. But, you know, someday maybe you can, like, move to New York. Then maybe we can be together and stuff.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, you know, and I could probably move there fairly soon. I really wouldn't mind trying to find a job there. It'd be worth it to be together finally, and that's what I've been waiting for so long now.
Hold on now.
So what do
Not
you think?
so fast, baby. You know, I love you and all, but we should really think about this before we go rushing into anything.
Rushing? But we've been chatting online and talking over the phone on Skype for well over 2 years now. I mean, like, how long do you expect us to wait?
I know it seems like a long time, but remember, we've never even met each other face to face or nothing yet. Besides, I'm not really sure I'm ready for more than this right now.
Stanley, you are being monogamous, right? I mean, you're not seeing other people, are you? I haven't been with anyone else since meeting you. I don't believe you should cheat on the other person, you know? It's just not right. You have been faithful, haven't you? I don't know what I'd do if I thought you were seeing other people.
Well, of course I'm being faithful. I'm not that kind of guy that mess around. I thought you trusted me. It's Richard, and this is the Fab 5 collab for Tuesday, and I'm glad to be back. I missed you for the last couple of weeks. Got stuck in Oklahoma in a snowstorm. I had some sickness in my family, but I am back now, and so I'm glad to be here. And thanks for all the kind words from those of you who commented about my absence, so I appreciate it very much. Now today we are talking about long-distance relationships and do they work? I've never actually been in one, but I did have a friend that was involved in one for a short time. He had met this guy online, and I guess the guy was from Canada, and he had come down to visit my friend here in California probably about 6 different times, and he was getting ready to go up to Canada to visit him, and everything he thought was going well, and he was like the guy that he had met was like one of these really super busy people that had a high-stress job. He was a freelancer. I can't remember exactly what he freelanced in, but nonetheless, I know he managed some properties somehow or another, and so you know, anyway, despite all that, they had somehow managed to text each other like every day, and were sending emails pretty regularly, and then they talked pretty much to each other, you know, toward the end of every day, and he seemed to think that, you know, everything was going just fine. But one day he had gone, my friend had gone online and found out that this guy that he had met, and he thought, you know, they were in this relationship. He had discovered that he had another profile on another gay dating site, and so when he had asked him about it, the guy freely admitted that he had, you know, signed up on some other gay dating sites. So they were the free ones, you know, and there wasn't anything sexual involved in his profiles or anything like that. So it wasn't like he was trying to hide anything from the guy. So my friend thought that he was, you know, going to be okay with that. But it still kind of bothered him that he went on these other sites rather regularly, and he doubted that the guy was actually hooking up with anybody, but he wasn't really sure because he didn't think the guy was the type to do that, and plus he didn't think he really had time. So that was kind of what he was thinking. But of course, he also knew in his mind that there was no guarantee that he wasn't making time. So anyway, I guess he was, hoping that this was going to turn into something, from a long-distance relationship standpoint. But even though they had not explicitly stated to each other, that they were going to be monogamous in the relationship, or that, it was just the two of them or whatever, he just kind of projected that and thought, well, this is what's going on. But they had never really had that talk. So that was, I think, one thing that was wrong with it. Now, I tend to think that, when people get into long-distance relationships because they feel that they can't find what they're probably looking for around them. And what ends up happening is that they idealize the partner that they have found, and eventually, when they do meet again, most times they're kind of disappointed. And what this ends up meaning is that, they both kind of like wasted time and waiting for some kind of an illusion that they've had, and that's what happens a lot of times. And I'm not saying that every long-distance relationship ends up that way, because I have found and do know of some that, went just fine. But in a lot of cases, the expectations, I think, are a lot higher than what they should be. I can tell you, in the case of my friend, he actually wanted to, or he told me that he actually wanted to confront this guy that he had met and demand that he close down those other profiles. And it was like, are you like mad? Because you don't have that kind of a relationship with him. You don't have that kind of a commitment, and it's really kind of hard to make a commitment, in a long-distance relationship, but, that lasts for any length of time. It's hard enough for people who have been together for many, many years. I can tell you, for instance, recently when I had to go to Oklahoma, and I was gone for 30 days, and I'm in an 18-year relationship with my other half, and just being away from him for those 30 days was very difficult. I mean, I don't mean it was difficult to like keep from going and doing something with somebody else. Absolutely not. But it's very difficult because you're so far away, and the only way that you have to communicate, is either by phone or by text or on the computer or through Skype or something like that. But pictures and words on a computer screen or through a telephone line are just not the same as being there next to that person. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that a long-distance relationship for me would be a very, very, very difficult thing to do. And I'm glad that I haven't ever had to endure anything like that, because I think it would be just too hard. Those of you who have had them, a lot of times they work. And, you'd probably be a lot better at giving tips and advice on how to make it happen. But I have known from, some experience with friends that most long-distance relationships, and I don't know if straight relationships and gay relationships are that much different, but generally I wouldn't give a lot of credence to one working for any long period of time. It's very difficult being away from the person that you genuinely are in love with. So that's my idea on it, and I'm going to stick with it. That's what I think. So that's it for today. I hope that you will join all of the Fab 5 Collab guys over on their personal channels. The links for those are down below. And go and check out all of our videos on our channels. And subscribe if you haven't done that. If you're not subscribed to this channel, then subscribe right now. You'll be better for it. And I hope to see you again very, very soon. Definitely see you next Tuesday right here on this channel. Bye-bye.